In just a couple weeks, we will be starting this whole Red Dead Online update cycle all over again. The last thing to go through for this Blood Money update is the Halloween content. That will be released on the 27th and will take us all the way up to the end of November, where hopefully at the beginning of December, that is where we'll get the next major update. So in light of all of this, I have put together 21 simple updates that Rockstar could add to Red Dead Online for the end of 2021. Before I do get into the video, if you enjoy the content here, I want to see a bit more from me, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. Every single week, we are uploading the latest news and the latest tutorials around Red Dead Online. So if you do want to stay up to date on everything, then I highly recommend following the channel. Getting back into the video, we go through this update cycle twice every single year. We start off with an update at some time towards the end of spring, beginning of the summer, and this content will have a huge bulk right at the beginning, but it will contain drip-fed content that will take us all the way through the summer, going all the way through Halloween, and eventually pushing up to the seasonal holidays. The seasonal holidays, unfortunately, there isn't enough drip-fed content to be still part of that previous summer update, but this is where Rockstar releases a new update, and we'll go through this all over again, where we get a huge bulk of the content right at the beginning, with it still containing drip-fed content that should hopefully take us all the way to spring summer of next year, where we get the next major update. This is not new. This is how Rockstar manages both Red Dead and also GTA Online. And with the build up for the next content drop, I thought it would be fun to look at 21 updates that Rockstar could push. These are very simple updates in the grand scheme of things, mainly because their content is already within the game. They just need to add a few extra features, maybe some different gameplay mechanics, maybe even a few extra assets to make it accessible for the community. So let's actually get into this. The first one, being able to buy more wagons. At the minute, we only have the trader and bounty hunter wagon, which comes under roles. It would be nice to just have the ability to buy wagons that isn't specifically required for any roles. The wagons we're talking about here could be seen all over the world of Red Dead. You could go into St. Denis and there will be wagon after wagon traveling across the streets. The functionality is already there. We already have a place in which we can buy them, but we just can't buy these specific wagons as of right now. For Rockstar to make them available for players to buy is very simple. Add them to the store and connect them to the player's save game. And number two, more wagon customization. At the minute, the bounty hunter is the only one with options to customize, with there being a button in the works for the trader. Originally, when this was first added last year with the bounty hunter enhancement, the trader also got a liveries button. This led many players to believe and speculate that a trader enhancement was the next update coming to the game. Of course, it wasn't. We did actually cover this here on this channel. But we know that the functionality for liveries has already been implemented. We just need Rockstar to add some liveries and then push it to the public. This can then be used for every other wagon within the game if they were to actually add them to the store. And number three, we have more legendary animals. And I don't mean the missions. What I'm talking about here is more legendary animals within free roam. Missions themselves under 3 different variations per legendary animal actually is quite a bit of work, but adding legendary animals to free roam is a lot easier. The code used for each animal is the same, it's just a few changes in variables that decide where they spawn, what time of day, and what weather. It's then a completely separate script of how that animal interacts with the world and plays animations. But overall, this isn't a lot of work. This is exactly why we were given 42 legendary animals with the Natchez update, because after Rockstar finished the initial setup for the first one, the other 41 animals are exactly the same. It's not too difficult for Rockstar to take the legendary animals already within the game and develop them further into different iterations. You can have a cougar with a completely different type of coat, and you can apply that to every single legendary animal, making it incredibly easy for you to scale. And number 4, we have more legendary animal garment variations. These are the items of clothing. If you were to add new legendary animals, this can also link to there being more garment sets. But let's just say Rockstar didn't add new legendary animals. Well, Rockstar can still add new items of clothing based around the legendary animals already within the game. Right now, we do only have garment sets for every single animal, but this could very easily link up to boots, pants, gloves, and jackets. Pretty much any item of clothing that you can have within the game could link to a legendary animal. We just need artists to put together these items of clothing that can be used for every animal, and then it's the exact same process of what we've had before. You collect the legendary animal pelt, take that all the way over to Gus McMillan, and there you go. The feature's already set. You now select the item of clothing you want, whether it be garments, boots, pants, gloves, jackets, whatever it is. It's entirely up to you. At number 5, we have more collection sets. Collection sets are exactly the same as legendary animals. The code used for every single collectible is the exact same. The only difference is a few variables, but this makes all collection sets fully scalable for whenever Rockstar adds more. And we have already seen this before. Rockstar did add 3 sets of fossils, and they could very easily do the exact same thing again, as it being a completely different set. At number 6, we have camp upgrades. The last time we got anything new for the camp was actually in the Frontiers Pursuit update back in 2019. Having something new here just to spice it up would not take too much work. Having a completely different theme, adding a few extra items to make the camp look bigger. All of this stuff can be part of the store, which hasn't been used for the last couple of years, which is weird considering that the camp, and from Rockstar's point of view, is an essential part to how you play Red Dead. Very similar to this, we also can get upgrades for the Moonshine Shack. This could be the different types of Moonshine Shack decors or new photos. One thing that players really took a keen eye to was the photo competition back last year with the Natris update. Rockstar allowed players to actually create the content that could be applied to the Moonshine Shack. You was able to submit different photos that you've been able to take within the game and submit them within the competition. This actually meant that Rockstar didn't have to do hardly any work. They needed to apply those photos to gameplay features that were already within the game. It would be awesome to see Rockstar do this again, making it incredibly easy to add content. And even though me personally, I won't take part in that competition, and I'm probably not going to change the photos in the Moonshine Shack, for a huge part of this community, they love virtual photography, and this will be great for those specific players. And number 8, we can have a Moonshine Shack expansion. This Moonshine Shack expansion is just an extra room on the side, very similar to what we have with the bar expansion and the band expansion. But this could be added to hold existing gameplay mechanics already within the game. For example, a poker table. It would not be too difficult for Rockstar to implement a bar expansion which costs, say, $1,000, where you're able to have a new room on the side that will hold a poker table. Now, the poker table has been the #1 suggestion for this, but you could really use any gameplay mechanics that's already within the game for you to be able to do anything within your Moonshine Shack. You could apply wardrobes, you could apply weapon lockers, you can have a place where you can customize your weapons itself. All of this can be applied to your underground Moonshine Shack, and it will make life so much more efficient, plus also more enjoyable when actually going to this property. At number 9, we have a place to take out boats and canoes. Boats and canoes are already within the game, but it's based on chance whether they spawn in. In some places, you need to be very creative in how you can get a boat to just sail out across the Iron Lake. But if we could have a place where there's always going to be a line of canoes or a line of boats, or even better, a place where you can talk to an NPC and just buy one, it will make life a whole lot easier. At number 10, we have different locations for the Call to Arms game mode. The Call to Arms game mode was added as part of the Blood Money update, and it went down extremely well. For the first week, it had double payouts, and it did get a lot of positive reviews, but even once it went back down to its normal payout, it was still an extremely fun game mode to go through. The good thing about it is that the rule set for that game mode can be used in any location. Right now, we only have a handful, but with how big the Red Dead world is, they can set it up in any location they want. If they want to do one in Saint Denis, it can be done with ease. If they want to do one in Armadillo, it can be done with ease. At number 11, we have new weapons. It's been over a year since Rockstar has added any new weapons to Red Dead Online, so I feel like this needs to happen. Adding just one weapon can really change how you do things within a game, especially if it's useful. This could be a new OP weapon that's used within PvP, which players will just swarm to, or it could be a weapon that is useful within a new type of role or one of the existing roles. Either way, a new weapon I feel is a must. To add to this, we move on to point 12, more upgradable options for your weapons. The weapons within the game are modular, but they're limited. The components that you add only come under grip, barrel, and iron sights. And even then, once you look at some of the newer weapons that have been added to the game, they have none of this. If this could be expanded where you can add a variety of different components which will improve the weapon or even change how it functions, this will be great for the game. There's actually a lot of players that have already asked for this for many years. Sticking to this, at point number 13, we can have challenges which unlock weapon variants. It's nice getting new weapon variants as part of the Quick Draw Club, but it's not much of a challenge. For a lot of the dedicated audience, they can finish the passes within just a day. But having weapon specific challenges where if you get 1,000 kills with a weapon, you will be able to unlock a certain variant, or being able to get 10,000 kills, 20,000, or just something completely different which isn't connected to the weapon itself. If you unlock a weapon variant at the end, it makes it something to grind for. One of the biggest complaints about the game is the lack of replayability and there not being anything to push towards once you finish the roles. This could be one of those things. It's a small thing, but it'll have a huge part of the dedicated audience trying to strive for those certain variants so that they can achieve them and then show them off to their friends. Very similar to this at point number 14, we can have more unlockable variations for weapons within the game. Now this is actually different to what we just mentioned with challenges, and we have actually had this before. This is the examples such as Lowry's revolver. Lowry's revolver is a unique weapon within the game which you have to play GTA and Red Dead. If you find a Navy revolver within GTA, get a certain amount of kills with it, eventually that will be added to your profile within Red Dead Online. Lowry's revolver is exactly the same as the Navy revolver, it's just under a different variation. But you can unlock this for free if you complete the challenge itself in GTA. The only problem I have is that you have to play GTA to get this. It would be awesome if we had set events within the game which after you complete, you will get unique weapons. And these weapons don't have to be all new, they can actually be variations of the weapons already within the game. Larry's revolver was a popular one with the moonshine content, but we can have a lot more. It doesn't need to be based around serial killers, it could be anything. And that's not to say that the weapons already within the game only need to be used once. They could be used multiple different times for many different events for loads of different variations. Yet again, it's another thing that you can strive for if you're a dedicated player. At 15, we have a place to buy horse masks. If you want to own a horse mask within the game, well, you need to go back in time. You need to go back in time to participate within some of the quick draw clubs or even in some of the outlaw passes. The outlaw passes are the only items in the game that you don't have a place that you can go to buy. If you want to get a mask for your character, you can head over to Madame Nazar. She has them on sale at certain times of the year. These horse masks really aren't too difficult for Rockstar to add. They've already put them in the game. We can have different types of variations for these and then link them either to the stable or link them to Madame Nazar's shop. At 16, we have rank unlocks over rank 100. Once you reach rank 100, there's nothing else for you to push for after this. I really liked how Red Dead Redemption multiplayer was able to do this because once you got to rank 50, you was able to reset yourself. And by resetting yourself, once you get to rank 50 again, you would be able to unlock a completely different mount. Every time that you did this, you progress further and faster every single time. Now being able to change the whole ranking system for Red Dead Online is just never going to happen. It's actually impossible at this point. It's just way too much work and it will cost way too much money. But we can very easily add different items beyond rank 100. There's no rule set to say that it has to be rank 100 and nothing more than that. We can go up to 1000 if they really wanted to, and it will give the players that go beyond rank 100 something to push towards. At number 17, we have new ability cards. Ability cards out of this whole list is probably the most difficult because it comes down to balancing. But this is something that would happen over time. We could just get a few extra ability cards added to the game, it would dramatically change up the playstyle. And these ability cards can go on focus within PvP game modes or even PvE. At 18, this is the most obvious one, and this one's actually guaranteed to happen, but quick draw clubs. Quick draw clubs have been designed in a way that they are infinitely scalable. And even though some people don't like the content that's been added, at the end of the day, from Rockstar's point of view, it's just filler content. Filler content to keep you occupied between the two major updates that we get per year. This is the only thing on this list that is guaranteed to be coming with the next update. At 19, we have more dishonorable dynamic events. With this, we did actually get a few with the previous Blood Money updates, such as robbing homesteads, but the neutral and honorable events way outplay the dishonorable. The good thing with these types of events is that they are small 5-minute missions, which can be done by a junior designer. The gameplay mechanics are not new, you can already use existing mechanics to put together a scenario which is then duplicated across the world. Update number 20, we have better rewards for completing missions on hardcore. We can unlock an item of clothing for completing blood money opportunities, but it's not actually given to you. You unlock the ability to buy the item and even even then it's not good. If we can get better looking items, whether it be an item of clothing, maybe a full outfit, maybe a weapon variant, anything like this for completing something on hardcore, and on top of that it's given to you for free as you've gone through a mission on the hardest difficulty and you have the skill to complete it, this will make players feel a lot better and it would add more replayability. What would make replayability even better if there was an outfit that you was able to grind for, but after completing one of these missions on hardcore you're only given one of them, so that after you finish you will need to go back through this mission again for you to unlock another part, and you would need to go through this several times if you want to get the full outfit. And hopefully in this situation the outfit is a good looking one. If not, then it's pointless and no one's going to do it. If people actually want the outfit, they're going to put the time in to grind for it. And then finally at 21 we have new horses. We haven't had a new horse in the game for over a year. The last time we had one was with the Naturalist update back in 2020. Since then we've had a bounty hunter enhancement which didn't add too much, and we've had a blood money update which doesn't actually count as a role. So there was no role unlocks for you to be able to buy into a horse. Having a completely different type of horse with boosted stats, or it just being a completely different coat, really adds to what players want to do. They'll be able to buy into horses, go through the bonding again, and hopefully have a much better horse than what they've had before, and that being better statistically and also aesthetically. But anyway guys, these are 21 simple updates that Rockstar could add to the game. Every update that we spoke about here is based off existing gameplay mechanics, gameplay features, or even content that's already within the game. This means it will be incredibly simple for Rockstar just to make a few iterations to make it better, or open it up to a few changes to make it more accessible to the community. They don't have to rebuild it from the ground up, because I know a lot of people are going to be suggesting straight away that they add heists, but heist is so much more complicated than what people actually think. It's not the case of just bringing it from story into online, because that can't be done. If you do have any other simple updates that Rockstar could push to the game, then let us know in the comment section down below. But anyway guys, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But for now, I'm going, so see ya.